What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Big GucciSoldierCaptain back here once again. Housewife has kids, great, perfect, amazing. Today we're going to be checking out when parents get their revenge on their child. Now, there's a very popular saying out there, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Now, ain't that a load of bull? Listen, if you take a negative number and a negative number and put them together, what does it make? A positive number. If you take a negative electron and a negative electron and put it together, what does it make? Positive discharge, all right? Listen, this is an unpopular opinion, and it might get me canceled, but if somebody does you dirty, you deserve revenge, okay? That is your right, all right? And that is your closure. Everybody deserves to feel like Sasuke once in a while, okay? It's fine. Oh, but that's not the proper way to heal. Like, you're not going to actually properly find happiness and closure that way, so you should... First of all, shut up, okay? You don't even know me. Second of all, yes, it will. Watch me. Watch how well I sleep at night knowing that I got my get back. Anyways, we're going to check this out. If you guys have not liked the video and subbed to the channel yet, then I will hunt you down and grab your neck with a pair of bolt cutters, okay? So make sure you go ahead and do that right now. New merch is in the description. Go ahead and check that out. Support your boy. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into this. Gary Plauché.
1984. Gary Plauché shot a man who had kidnapped, sodomized, and molested his son, Jody. Born on November 10th, 1945. Gary Plauché is a native of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and was separated from his wife, June, at the time of the shooting. Between 1983 and 1984, Jody was taking karate lessons with a 25-year-old instructor named Jeffrey Doucet.
25 years old?
What Gary didn't know was that this evil man named Jeffrey had been sexually abusing his son for at least a year.
What the?
The boy knew something was up, so he always made excuses to miss his karate classes. However, like any other parent, they thought Jody may have been just lazy, and they kept forcing him to go to these classes.
Oh, poor kid.
Until Jody's coach did the craziest thing any could ever do. February 14th, 1984, Jeffrey Doucet kidnapped Jody from karate class.
What the?
Took him on a bus from Port Arthur, Texas, bound for LA, and lodged him at a motel in Anaheim, California, where he assaulted and molested him. Jody was gone for 10 days and somehow became the focus of a nationwide search. Jeffrey knew instantly that he had gone way too far, so he allowed Jody to speak to his mom and let her know that he was still alive. Thankfully, that was all the cops needed to pin that cell tower where that call came from.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. Remember when we were talking about the elements, chat? Like, this is another one of those situations where we let the elements solve. Like, I wish that I ran this country. Like, I wish that I ran this country because, like, it would just be so simple. Like, I would have mercy. I would give the people that committed these disgusting crimes a choice. Which element do you want to go by? Fire, water, earth, air. Like, what do you want? Like, we can burn you, we can drown you, we can stone you, or we can throw you out of a plane. Which one do you want? Like, we don't, like, what's the point in you sitting there in a jail cell, you know, wasting taxpayers' money? You're sitting there burning calories for no reason. Like, there's no point in that. You know, we don't need people like this in the world. Why don't we just, like, get rid of... Is that too drastic that I think that way? Is that, like, people think that I'm too, like, crazy for thinking like that. I don't feel like this is, like, oh my God, this is just, it's sick.
And the location of the motel. Less than a week later, California police raided the motel and arrested Doucet, and immediately took Jody back home to his parents.
Oh my God.
But this was just the beginning of another story. News reports were going wild, stating Jody was in a with a broomstick.
What the?
This angered Gary to the point where he decided to wait for Jeffrey's extradition to Louisiana.
What?
March 16th, 1984. Doucet was flown back to Louisiana to face trial. He arrived at the Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Was led in handcuffs by police officers throughout that airport at 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, that had to have been a mistake.
Gary was patiently waiting with an employee of the local ABC affiliate WBRZ-TV had told Gary when Jeffrey would be arriving at that airport and had set up cameras to record his arrival. Opposite the news crew was a bank of payphones. where Gary waited while talking to his best friend on that phone. He wore a baseball cap and sunglasses concealing his identity. And as Jeffrey was escorted through the airport, he passed the news crew who were taping the scene, then walked past Gary Plauché, who took out his fired at the right side of Jeffrey's head at point-blank range.
Yo, I don't blame him.
Immediately fell to the floor, bleeding from a wound close to his right ear. Gary then placed the telephone receiver down before a police officer restrained him and removed that from his hand. As the other attended to Jeffrey, the officers
I feel for him, bro. I really do feel for him, bro.
Disappointed, he let his anger get the better of him. The incident was captured.
Did he go to jail?
Videotape,
please don't tell me he went to jail.
Jeffrey from that gunshot wound the next day. As for Gary, he was given a 7-year suspended sentence with 5 years probation and 300 hours of community service.
Okay,
which he completed in 1989.
That's not that bad. I'll take that. I'd hug that. I'd hug that.
After suffering a stroke 3 weeks before his 69th birthday. To this day, some people say that he should have been charged with murder. Others say he was in the right, because men like Jeffrey deserve nothing better than.
Like I said, in a way, like, it's kind of wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you really shouldn't be taking matters into your own hands. Like, nigga, you're not, who the f do you think you are? You think you're a Marvel superhero? But at the same time, when it involves your kids, bro, it's like, yeah, I am Spider-Man. To my f***ing kids, like, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. Like, yeah, I'm Superman. So I, in a way, it's like, yeah, I gotta take it into my own hands, because that's how they look at me as, you know? I don't know. Man, I'm saying all these things. Oh, man, I don't know, man. Like, that's how I look at it as. You know what I mean? I'm the superhero to my kids. You know what I mean? Maybe ethically not the best, you know? But, like, superhero nonetheless. You know what I'm saying?
Now, before I begin, I just want you to know that this might be one of the craziest stories you'll hear today.
Lay it down on me.
January 24th, 2014. A woman named Miriam Rodriguez received a call
why she look like
demanding $2,000 to release her daughter from captivity.
Oh,
she paid
damn, that's a crazy-ass call.
But never saw her daughter again. Fueled with a perfect blend of anger and determination, she apprehended 10 cartel members seeking justice on her own.
Oh my God.
This all started when a group of men emerged from a building and climbed into a tinted glass Lobo truck, some of them carrying, while the others had hand. They headed for Tamaulipas, Mexico, where they met a girl on their way. The girl turns around in fear, but 2 of these men catch her before she can start running. While laughing, they immobilize her body and cover her mouth. They lift her into that truck, close the doors, and speed off. The place is empty, and this situation goes unnoticed. This is the daily operation of the Zetas cartel, one of many stories. But this particular story ending is gonna leave you shocked. March 23rd, 2014 in San Fernando, Tamaulipas. Miriam Rodriguez's phone rings. It's an unknown number. The call is brief, maybe 2 minutes, but the message is clear. We took your daughter, and we want a $2,000 ransom.
I don't know if they actually sounded like that when they said that on the phone. I don't know if he's just doing that. I personally apologize for him sounding like that while he was narrating that part. I really honestly do not believe that that's how they sounded when they were demanding their ransom. Like they did not. They didn't come on the phone and do that. Like, that's not how they sounded. I'm almost 100% certain. Okay, I've seen a lot of ransom negotiation movies. That's not how they don't. That's not what they do. Okay, so that he's just doing that. Just I don't know why he's doing that. Okay, but I apologize for him sounding like that. That's not how. I'm certain. I am certain that's not how they sounded when they were asking for their ransom on the phone. That's just not how that. And I apologize to anyone that might have been offended by that. I am so sorry. I don't think he'll do it again. I promise you he won't do it again.
The call ends. Someone on the other line calls out for Sama.
Sama?
Followed by the beep of a disconnected phone line.
Sama?
Now Miriam enters a state of panic, immediately calling out for help. But her case becomes just one of the hundreds of disappearances happening in Mexico.
God damn it, Mexico!
The alternative is to find money to secure her daughter's rescue. 2014, Mexican cartel Los Zetas was engaged in a battle against the Gulf Cartel, another criminal group with whom they had previously had a business relationship. During this time, the municipality of San Fernando became a victim of this dispute. Innocent people and robberies and extortions became an everyday occurrence, whether to fund this war, instill terror in society, or even for the amusement of these groups. With the hope of recovering their 20-year-old daughter, Miriam and her husband gathered the money,
yeah, that's a smart decision,
the instructions, and left it near the health center in San Fernando.
Yeah, that's a smart decision.
The deal concluded with releasing the young woman in the local cemetery. However, days and weeks passed, and they never saw their daughter again. After the initial payment, Miriam received more phone calls. Give us more money and we assure you we'll free your daughter.
Okay, he did it again. He did it, but listen, hold on. Like, listen, this is not my fault. I didn't know that he was gonna do it again. I had no idea that he was gonna do that accent. Listen, for the record, like I said, I'm certain, once again, that they did not sound like that on the flesh. Not even Mexican. That didn't even sound like a Mexican accent. Sounded some kind of Middle Eastern thing. Like that nigga sounded like he was from Iraq or like Afghanistan or some shit. First of all, okay, so for the record, I don't know why he's doing that, because he's not even doing a good job, for the record, okay? He's not even doing a good job at that. You don't sound Mexican at all, okay? So I once again just want to apologize. I once again just need to make this very clear. I apologize for him I don't know why he's doing that. I do not know why he's doing that. But I assure you, I know I said this last time, but I 100% assure you he will not do that again. If he does that again, then I'm finna crash out. I promise you.
As time passed, Miriam began losing hope, but it's hard to stay calm when you don't know if your daughter will ever return home.
Yeah,
However,
man.
One day, resignation settled in her mind. A friend assured her that her daughter, Karen, would never return, and that she was likely already dead.
Damn, what a shitty friend!
Come to light,
Got a fucking shitty
that
friend!
Her daughter had indeed been shortly after the kidnapping.
But you don't gotta say it. Like, why would you like?
And resentment, Miriam vowed to seek justice with her own hands. She embarked on this well-structured plan to locate the criminals involved and ensure their imprisonment. Her only lead, the person with the nickname Sama. She meticulously watched over her daughter's Facebook profile. And as she navigated the desolate pages of her daughter's social media, a photo tagged with the name Sama caught her eye. In mere seconds, she identified the man in the photo and traced him to an ice cream parlor in Ciudad Victoria.
Okay,
2 hours away from
CSI
San
Mexicano.
Fernando. The picture featured a young woman in the parlor's uniform, providing Miriam with her first lead.
Shit.
Weeks turned into a routine visit to the ice cream parlor, with Miriam carefully noting the young woman's schedule, hoping for a chance to encounter Sama. Then, a stroke of luck. The couple appeared. Miriam discreetly followed him to a private residence, her heart pounding with anticipation. The police could have only intervened with concrete evidence, like Sama's real name and criminal activities. So Miriam's transformation began, altering her appearance to blend in. She dyed her hair red, donned a Ministry of Health uniform, and carried an identification card that could pass scrutiny.
Yo, she's really like
a
that.
facade of conducting housing surveys to gather information about Sama.
Damn.
Armed with a dose of pictures, data, addresses, and phone numbers, she sought help from various authorities, encountering rejection at every turn. However, one officer empathized and decided to assist. After considerable effort, an arrest warrant was issued, but Sama had already vanished. Undeterred, Miriam pressed on, using limited resources to continue her pursuit. And finally, she got her chance to meet this mystery man. As fate would have it, on Mexico's Independence Day, Miriam's family clothing business in Ciudad Victoria received an unexpected visitor.
No way!
Her son, spotted a familiar face browsing their wares. Sama. Swiftly, they contacted the police, leading to his apprehension. This breakthrough in her investigation came during police questioning, when Sama disclosed the names and locations of others involved in Karen's tragic fate.
Bro, this nigga practically returned back to the scene of the crime. I mean, that's what he essentially did. Why would you, bro, I'm pretty sure he knows this woman is actively looking for him. People are actively looking for him. So, yo, what went through his mind to be like, yeah, let me go right back to the source? Like, clearly they're not going to find me there. What is going through your mind to do that shit?
Miriam's tireless quest continued. She maintained her pursuit, capturing 10 of her daughters that severed ties with the cartel and attempted to rebuild their lives. But she had persisted, determined to see justice served. In 2017, Miriam, now 35, embarked on another mission. Disguised, she tracked a former cartel member now selling flowers. She confronted the man, forcing his arrest. Miriam's relentless pursuit led to capturing more than a half of those involved in her daughter's murder, making her an icon in San Fernando and beyond. However, this dangerous game she played caught up with her.
That's
Fearful of cartel retaliation, she received government-assigned bodyguards. Tragically, on Mother's Day, she was fatally shot outside her house. Now just sit back and think about this woman's story. Her efforts had made her a symbol for activism, but her family paid a tragic price.
Why did you tell me?
Justice took place against the backdrop of increased disappearances in Mexico. One thing we know is her legacy lives on, and her story will serve as a stark reminder of the challenges of confronting criminal cartels in Mexico.
Nigga, you could have just left the story at she caught all of her daughters and then she went into hiding and now she lives somewhere randomly in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Like, nigga, you could have ended the story. I don't care if you're lying. You could have ended the story there. Why did you do that, bro? Why did you do that? Oh my God, man. Yo, my heart goes out to that woman, dog. She's a superhero, bro. God damn, she's a superhero, man. Oh, man, my heart really goes out to that woman, bro. My heart really goes out to that woman. But she is looking down on us, wanting everybody to do the same thing for their kids, man. Amen. Amen. I mean, like, bro, that is, oh my God, bro. I'm just mad that why did it have to end? Why did it have to end that way? I'm just so mad. Like, why did it have to end that way?
Just like Miriam's story, this father was outraged after Mexican cartel sicarios.
Why is it always Mexican
cartel? Daughter,
God damn, bro.
The ransom demanded.
God, Mexico, y'all gotta do something about this.
Went the extra mile in bringing down the. July 2000, a 25-year-old girl named Paula Gallo was chilling with her friends at her parents' weekend home. The attackers jumped the fence, entered the house, and terrorized this group for 2 hours, stealing jewelry and clothing. Then they took Paula, along with 2 cars from the house, and sped off. Now, the kidnappers came to this particular area because it's a top destination for the rich and wealthy in Mexico. Within that same period, about 7 more kidnappings occurred, and no one was arrested. A few days later, Eduardo received a phone call demanding an insane sum of $18,500, which is the equivalent to 3 million Mexican pesos. It was outrageous. But like we said, the kidnappers probably knew the Gallo family were well off, so they didn't mind milking some extra millions out of their pockets. Mr. Gallo wasted no time in paying this ransom, and like we said before, he didn't hear from the kidnappers.
No disrespect, okay? I don't mean this in any disrespectful way. What the hell are the Mexican police doing? Like, how the hell are all these kidnappings happening? Why are all these ransoms being paid? Why the hell are people dying? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, do these niggas work? Like, I'm not even trying to be mean. Like, but like, it seems like over and over again, I'm just seeing a bunch of crimes happening in Mexico and none of them are being solved. Like, none of those crimes are being solved. What the hell are the Mexican authorities doing, man? How easy is it to be a Mexican cop? Can I go over there and become a fucking cop? Like, how easy is that shit? Like, I don't understand. What are these niggas doing, man?
Did he see his daughter? After a week, 3 suspects were arrested in connection with the case, and the body of his daughter was found close to the location the ransom was dropped off. What's even more shocking was the fact that a huge chunk of that ransom was found beside her body, untouched. She was shot twice, in the neck and the back. After Eduardo reported the case to the police, 3 suspects were arrested, but none of them were the killers. And for some reason, the police refused to dig into this case.
Why?
Eduardo noticed the reluctance from some cops.
Why?
After one of the cars stolen from his property was recovered, and the police refused to conduct any forensics on it.
What the hell is wrong with
it? Because it rained that day, and the evidence on the car would have been compromised. Just put yourself in his position.
I don't get what?
Hearing this excuse. And while that does sound absurd, it's not even close to
What the hell are you paying taxes for?
After his daughter's
Yo, I wouldn't
body
pay
was found,
taxes.
the outfit she was wearing suddenly vanished. And the cops lied about there being any fingerprint traces in the house where she was abducted.
Oh, they
At
in
this
on that
point,
shit.
Eduardo
Oh, they in
knew
on that
something
shit.
was fishy.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
There was no way anyone was going to find his daughter's killer unless he took the law into his own hands.
I do not blame
So
him.
he shut down the entire consulting business and took up the role of an amateur detective.
Oh,
he tried collaborating
damn.
with the police, but as far as they were concerned, his daughter's case was solved. Eduardo decided to bend a few of the rules by using his connections. He was able to get classified data on the call logs, location, and house details of the 3 men arrested for his daughter's.
Holy shit.
Bam! He had a lead. He found a number from a random payphone around the area that kept trying to contact one of the suspects. This payphone was traced to a town named Tultitlan in the state of Mexico. When Eduardo presented his evidence, the police were obviously surprised and had no choice but to go with his intel.
Yeah.
And when they triangulated the location of the payphone, they captured a 28-year-old man, Francisco Zamora Arellano, who eventually confessed to killing Paula.
I know we can't really see his face, but there's no way this nigga is 28 years old, bro. I'm sorry. Bro, look at him. Look at this, bro. This nigga looks like a 47-year-old man. This guy looks like he plays bingo with somebody's dad.
He confessed to Paula. Now, the big takeaway from this story is that it took a dedicated father a whole year to actually crack down the murder case.
Yeah, that's wild.
The same case the Mexican police had ruled over. In an interview he did after cracking down on this case, he said, "What a shame that it had to be me, a neophyte in a criminal investigation, who had to carry out the investigation, and that the State Attorney General's office of Morelos limited itself to evaluating and checking the validity of my discoveries."
I don't know why he does. I don't know why he does that. Okay, I don't know why he does the act. You don't need to do the acts. I don't know why. Like, I get it. You're trying to add more immersion, but bro, it just comes across as racist, okay? And I don't know why you're doing it. I don't know why he's doing it, chat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for everyone that's offended. I do not know why he keeps doing that with his voice. That's just wrong. It's just wrong. Like, I'm praying to God that the next case is not like an Asian or like a black case, because like God knows how he's gonna talk. Oh no.
Gilton.
Oh no.
Lupe Mercado.
Oh God.
What would you do if you saw your own daughter get abducted by this evil man and no one was willing to help her get her back?
God.
You report it to the police, you report it to child services, and none of them are doing anything about it. The worst part is, you know where her abductor lives.
Yeah, that's when you turn into Spider-Man.
She's been trafficked for
that's when you turn into Spider-Man, dog. I'm not gonna lie.
Leave it up to you to make your mind up on that one. This was the exact situation Barry and Lupe had found themselves in.
Shit.
After their daughter was abducted back in 2012, Barry and Lupe started dating back in high school and stayed together for a couple of years. They never officially got married, but they had 4 children.
Oh, that's
3
nice.
boys and a girl.
That's nice.
The name of that girl had been kept a secret to protect her identity, but the family lived on in San Francisco, California.
Oh.
Around the time their daughter was 17 years old, Barry and Lupe noticed her behavior was strangely changing. First, she started staying out late.
Yeah, I mean, that's normal.
Come back home and lock herself indoors.
Yeah, I mean,
this forced her parents to break into her privacy a little bit, where they saw what I call every parent's nightmare. By logging onto her computer, they found her selling herself.
Oh, okay, that's not what teenagers do. I was about to say that's what normal teenagers do. That's not.
When the young girl came home
that night,
that's
not what they do.
Confronted
Damn.
her about it and decided to send her to her uncle's place
Oh
in
no.
LA. Now, this wouldn't
no.
help the problem, but only make it worse. When she got to LA, she met a 22-year-old pimp named Calvin Sneed. Sneed would then manipulate the young girl into becoming a roadside call girl and would take almost all the money she was making.
God, she was tossing cheeks?
To her parents about her late-night shenanigans, which in turn they reported to the police. But the police weren't eager to get on this case because there wasn't a lot of evidence available to arrest Sneed. They took it a step further by reporting the girl to several missing and exploited children registries and services. But again, it was to no avail.
So there's a known guy who's taking young girls, okay, and throwing them on the street and getting them to toss cheeks, okay? Keep in mind, this girl is 17 years old. The police are aware of this. They know that he's doing this, but they decide to do nothing about it. It's like, it's not my daughter. Like, that's what the police chief is saying. It's like, it's not my daughter, so I don't feel like it's necessary to really lock this guy up. But in the event that it becomes a serious situation, it involves me or any one of my people on my staff, I think that's when we're gonna take it seriously. This is why the judicial system, this is why the law enforcement system in this country is.
Sneed had become her pimp, and no matter how much they tried getting her to step away from him, she just went back.
Oh my God.
But this was the moment her parents decided to take things into their own hands. May 27th, 2012, Barry and Lupe stationed themselves along Vineland Avenue in North Hollywood, waiting for Sneed to pass by, as this was his usual route while probably feeling
why
like
you gotta say it like that? I mean, it is
Clyde.
true.
They had a with them and decided they were gonna Sneed.
Oh
But
shit!
at the end of the day, these two weren't criminals.
Oh shit!
So when Sneed actually showed up to the location, the girl's father, Barry, fired some shots from a 9mm but missed terribly.
Oh no!
Sneed got injured, but had no idea it was the girl's parents who were after him. If he did, he wouldn't have made the grave mistake he made next. June 2nd, 2012. Sneed and the couple's daughter returned to San Francisco to visit Sneed's ailing family member.
Oh.
Since her parents' house wasn't too far away, she went and saw him, letting him know she'd be around but staying with Sneed and his family in the area. It was the perfect opportunity to strike again.
To get the drop?
The couple got another gun and traced their daughter down to Sneed's apartment.
Oh.
Once they knew his location, they came back on the 4th of July to carry out his assassination.
To get the get back?
It was like a scene straight out of an action movie. The mother waited down the street, watching for Sneed to leave the apartment. At around 1:57 a.m., she called Barry to give the signal, and at 2 a.m. sharp, Barry drove a gray Mercedes-Benz SUV and mercilessly shot Sneed
God
right
damn!
in front of the apartment. Immediately, the shots rang out and their daughter saw that Sneed was dead. She called the cops on him, and the couple was arrested.
Shit!
Now, they're locked up on a $2 million bail bond and are yet to be convicted.
Oh my
But
God.
on the other hand, close friends to the couple believe the entire case doesn't make any sense. These were the same people who were victims.
Yeah.
They even had an open case with the police, yet now they're seen as suspects in a murder. So maybe they shouldn't have taken the law into their own hands. Maybe they should have just let their daughter go.
I mean, what did you really want them to do? Their daughter is sitting there, okay? There's a pimp named Slickback, okay? Taking their daughter from street to street, having her roam the trenches of the streets, tossing cheeks on the streets. They came to you about it and said, yo, I need you to do something about this. You know, this guy is parading my daughter around, okay, like she's furniture. Okay? So I need you to do something about it. And then you decided to not do something about it. So they decided to do something about it. Like, personally, I don't think that this is necessarily wrong. Like, I think this one morally is correct. Because, like, dude, what did you want them to do? I'm with them on this. I hope the daughter is safe. I'm with them on this. I'm with them on this. This was honestly for the best. I feel like they did the right thing, okay? I feel like the mother and the father did the right thing. If I had the money and if I wasn't broke, I would pay for their bail. But obviously, you know, like inflation is a bitch, so that can't happen. Anyways, chat, that was when parents get revenge on their child's. You guys let me know in the comments, which one of these do you think is the most just? Personally, I think the last one is 100% justified. I think all of these to a degree are justified, but the last one in particular is definitely justified. I mean, like, dog, like what do you want? What did you want him to do? What did you want him to do? You just expect the dad and the mom to see their daughters go from street to street like some kind of nightcrawler? How the hell are you going to just watch that as a dad? No, absolutely not. I think that one was 100% justified. All of these were obviously justified, but that one in particular, 100%. But you guys let me know in the comments which one of these was 100% justified. I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on this. Like I said, I can't respond to all the comments, man. Like, I see a bunch. They all come in. They all flood in so fast. And I really do see all of them. It's just I can't respond to all of them. But I do. I see each and every one of you. I promise. I see each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, so you guys let me know your thoughts down below on this situation. If you guys have not liked the video yet, man, if you guys have not subbed to the channel yet too, bro, I swear to God, dog, I'm gonna hunt your ass. Don't make me hunt your ass down, man. Like, don't make me do that. Like, I don't like doing that, okay? Like, I do not like, I love each and every one of you guys, and I want to play the easy game with you guys, okay? So, make sure you guys sub to the channel, like the video, man. We're on the road to 50K subscribers, okay? We're closing in, and I really do like you guys, and I don't want us to play the hard way. I want us to keep it the easy way, okay? I don't want to go the hard way with this, okay? So, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so, or else... So do that if you have not done that already. Like I said, man, we're on the road to 50K subscribers. Hopefully we can push 100K subscribers before the end of the year, man. That is the goal. So tell your mom, your dog, your fish, your cat, okay, your couch. Tell everybody, anything and everything. Tell them to subscribe and hit that bell notification if they have not done so already. As always, man, I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you guys. New merch is in the description. Go ahead and check that out. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video.
See just how I'm coming, yeah, I did this on my own. Don't you tell me something, cause I did it all alone. You ain't help with nothing, no, nah. You ain't help with nothing, no, nah. Came up from the guys and niggas show me some respect. Niggas mad cause I ain't break them off on all these checks. You ain't help with nothing, no, nah. You ain't help with nothing, no, nah.